with the WRC Safari Rally 2025. Revisha and feel the roar.
Chamgeji tab kalenjina mangwengwe tukulole mitego ibaibai agigere kitishit nebo Kass TV itangaze ngtesuite tab Kass Mashinani kigurena Jacqueline Arusei. In Kass Mashinani keibun logoiwek chitesetai eng emet ibwatile mitesirik chok chebo logoiwek kotesetai kosubi logoiwek chitesetai eng emet akonoto kebendi keibun tugul kou ole kongete studio nebo Kass TV. Kitaune logoiwechoto kole kaimuch kongalal eng garonitab betutab rani government spokesperson Dr. Isaac Mwaura ole kayeruru inendet ako tetutik cheterter chebo wikit age tugul cheisuldae serikali ngegus chego.
It's being regrettable and action will be taken. Now from where I'm sitting, I'm thinking some of those officers may actually pass the buck, say it's deferred or the orders. So how far will you go up in terms of prosecution, and who are you likely targeting in this particular action which will be taken? And perhaps question number 2, you started your statement in Kiswahili, which is a bit not normal, but it's a national language in the Constitution. Is it a question of strategic ambiguity? Are you trying to maybe muddle the waters? Thank you.
Okay, good morning. My name is Alvin, reporter TV47. And to add on what he has asked, why did law enforcement resort to tear gas and force against students and journalists at the drama festivals, and was this response proportionate to the situation? And maybe the second question is, given
tunaangalia zaidi ili ugonjwa huu wote wa kalaza uweze kuangaliwa zaidi. Tumeweza kutoa ile information ili Wakenya waweze kuelewa ni kile ambacho kinachoendelea. Pia kuna ugonjwa huu wa kipindupindu ambao pia umeweza kuadhiri Wakenya hususan hapa Nairobi, na tunasema kwamba watu 100 tangu tarehe 8 Aprili wameweza kuadhirika, na watu 6 wameweza kufa huku Nairobi, Migori na pia Kisumu. Na tunatoa pia rambirambi zetu kama serikali kwa sababu ya jambo hilo. Tafadhali wa Kenya tuweze kujitahadharisha sana na tuweze kuchukua tahadhari ndiposa tusipate ugonjwa huu wa kipindupindu. Na tunafanya jitihada zote ambazo zipo kuhakikisha kwamba mambo yote yametendeka. Na niseme tena kwa kauli mbiu, kwa sauti kwamba sisi wenyewe kama serikali hatujakataa uigizaji wa michezo. Kuna watu wenyewe wameandika vitabu ambavyo vinasisimua sana masuala ibuka ya kisiasa. Hilo sio jambo ambalo sisi wenyewe kama serikali ambalo tunaweza kusema kwamba tuna shida nalo. Lakini tukianza kuona kwamba wadadisi ama wadau ama watu ambao ni wanasiasa ambao wanaingia katika ulingo ule, tunaona hilo jambo sio zuri zaidi, na lazima tuseme kwa sauti kubwa kwamba tunaweza kulikemea. Na pia tungependa kuambia walimu wetu ambao bado wanashikilia zile certificates za kidato cha 4, tafadhali hiyo ni hatia, na haiwezekani kwamba wewe mwenyewe unachukua ile hatua ukifikiri utapata zile fedha. Hata ukikaa nazo miaka 10 hautofaidika. Kwa sababu yule ambaye amepata kukulipa sio yule mtoto, ni mzazi. Mzazi unaweza kusema kwamba mtalipishana kivipi, lakini mtoto yote ana haki yake ya kupata cheti chake ili aweze kusonga mbele katika masomo yake. Na pia tutoe pia mwito kwa Wakenya wote waweze kushirika katika ile public participation ambayo tunafanya sasa hivi ya ule mfumo mpya wa NFM, new funding model, wa kuweza kufadhili ama kuweza kulipia karo wa wanafunzi wetu katika vyuo vikuu, ili kulingana na mujibu wa amri ya kotini, ili tuweze kuhakikisha kwamba tunasikizana, sio eti kila wakati tunakwenda kule kotini. Na pia pale tuseme kwamba tuna mswada mpya unaitwa Public Participation Bill ambao umetoka katika mwanasheria mkuu wa serikali Dr. Oduor, ambao pia tunafaa wa Kenya tuweze kupata vizuri. Unaweza ukishatolewa na baraza la mawaziri, tumeweza kulizungumzia wiki iliyopita, ili tuweze kuhakikisha kwamba sio kila wakati tunakimbia kule kotini, tuweze kuelewana vizuri. Kwa hivyo kuna huo mswada wa public participation ambao tungependa kwamba Wakenya waweze kufanya vizuri. Pia tuna mswada mwingine ambao unahusisha hawa wazee wetu wa vijiji ambao pia wao wenyewe tungependa wawe wako chini ya ngao. Ngao ni National Government Administration Officers, kwamba waweze kutusaidia pale vijijini, na ili waweze kulipa pia marupurupu yao kidogo kidogo hivi. Pia Wakenya waweze kutoa mwito na maoni yao, ili tuweze kuhakikisha kwamba tumeweza kuyajumuisha wakati tunaanza pasisha ile sera na ule mswada. Ni kweli kwamba sasa hivi kuna Wakenya wetu akina mama ambao wameweza kufa ama wameweza kuuawa. Katika miezi iliyopita zaidi ya kina mama 100 wameweza kupoteza maisha yao, na hili sio jambo ambalo tunalisherekea. Tunasikia huzuni sana, tuna simanzi wakati tunakuja hapa kuwahadithia masuala kama hayo kama serikali. Na kwa hivyo wenzetu lile jopo kazi ambalo liliweza kutengenezwa na kuanzishwa Januari mwaka huu limeweza kusonga mbele sana, hususan kuangalia sheria ambazo zinahusika ili tuweze kuhakikisha kwamba tumeweza kuwakamata wale ambao wanahusika, lakini pia tuwe na sera za kudumu ambazo zitaweza kuhakikisha kwamba mambo kama haya ama majanga kama haya hayawezi kuendelea. Kwa hivyo tu ni kutoa tu kauli mbiu kusema kwamba sisi kama serikali tunatoa rambirambi zetu kwa wale kina mama ambao wameweza kufa, ambao wameweza kuuawa kwa njia ya kinyama, ambao sio haki kwamba jambo hili limeweza kutendeka kwa mambo kama hayo. Mambo mengi tu ambayo yameweza kuibuka ambayo tutaendelea kuyaangazia, lakini serikali iko kidete, iko imara kuhakikisha kwamba tunaweza kufikia malengo yetu ya Ruwaza mwaka 2023, na hususan katika ile manifesto yetu ya The Better Plan ambayo tunaendelea kuangazia zaidi. Ni vizuri kusema kwamba hivi karibuni tutakuwa tukipatiana nyumba 1088 hapa Nairobi. Mwaka huu, mwezi huu kabla hujakwisha, tutakuwa tukifanya jambo hilo kuonyesha kwamba tuna uhakika wa yale maneno ambayo sisi wenyewe tunayasema, na hususan hata wale ambao wanasema kuhusu mbolea, fertilizer ukipenda. Kulikuwa na tetesi kwamba hazitoshi, lakini tunaendelea kufanya kazi. Tayari tumeshapatiana magunia 1,000,000, magunia mengine 1.5 yako katika njiani, kuhakikisha kwamba kila Mkenya mkulima ameweza kufaidika kutokana na swala hilo. Kuna wengine walikuwa wanasema kwamba ile fertilizer ya kutoka Urusi pengine ilikwenda kuuzwa. La hasha. Kile ambacho tumeweza kufanya sisi kama serikali ni kuweza kuijumuisha ili iweze kuiana na zile fertilizer nyingine, mbolea, na zikaweza kugawanywa kwa Wakenya. Kwa hivyo hakuna mahali ambapo mtu anafaa kusema kwamba ati ile mbolea sijui ilikwenda ikauzwa na kadhalika. Nafikiri wapinzani wetu hawachoki. Wanakaa kila siku wakitengeneza propaganda ili kuharibia sifa nchi hii yetu ya Kenya. Na ningependa kuwarai vyombo vyetu vya habari, kwa sababu kuna vyombo vingine vya habari ukiviangalia zaidi magazetini, kila kukicha wanakuwa na zile headlines ambazo ni za kupiga serikali. Lakini niulize, unapopiga serikali wewe mwenyewe unaiharibia Kenya nchi sifa, na basi wawekezaji watakuja kufanya kazi. Lazima tuangalie ili Wakenya waweze kupata faida ya vile ambavyo tunajaribu kuinua uchumi wetu, kuhakikisha kwamba mambo yamekwenda salama, kuhakikisha kwamba kuna mandhari nzuri ya uwekezaji na ufanyabiashara. Nafikiri hilo ni jambo ambalo ningependa kusisitizia sana, kwa sababu lazima sisi wenyewe tuwe watu ambao ni wa taifa, tuwe watu ambao ni wazalendo, tuwe watu ambao wanaenzi sana kile ambacho sisi wenyewe tunajivunia kama Wakenya. Lakini sio eti kuangalia kwamba kwa sababu ya mirengo ya kisiasa, kwa sababu ya simtofahamu ambazo zipo katikati mwetu, tunaweza kuharibia sifa nchi yetu ili tuonekane kama pengine tuko katika upande fulani. Kenya itainuka, Kenya itasimama, Kenya itanawiri kwa umoja na uzalendo. Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo. Je, wewe? Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo daima. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to address various issues that affect the government. And from the outset, we want to say that we are very committed to ensuring the safety of our children in society. And we do not want the issue of education to be politicized by political actors such as the former UDA Secretary General to settle political scores on account of saying that he's a thespian, is a playwright of many years. No, that is not acceptable. We know very well if it would have been any other person, that would not have been in question. But the person involved in this whole issue has had a fallout with the current administration. At some point, he was a senior official, attending even cabinet, and he has used this opportunity to fight back the government, using our children, and of course, as a front. And that is playing drama, using drama to play drama. I mean, how do you do that? How do you front children and then claim that they are the ones who, are being attacked? It is regrettable, of course, that our police used tear gas against the journalists and also the children. That is regrettable. And as a government, we would want to say that is not acceptable, and action shall be taken accordingly. However, it is important to set the record straight that matter has been highly politicized, and of course, every other Tom, Dick, and Harry, they have jumped in, to mince political mileage out of it. It's unfortunate, and we will not tolerate, as a government, going forward, such behavior. The rules must be followed. Teachers must ensure that they have the right people who train their children, in terms of competition, so that there is also fairness, and so that then we also do not end up using our children as a shield, or also as an opportunity to express ourselves politically for the sake of it. Let me now turn to the issue of finance bill and taxation. Contrary to misinformation circulating online, the 2025-2026 budget process is still underway. No finance bill 2025 has been proposed, drafted, or tabled in Parliament. As per established timelines, revenue-raising measures such as a finance bill only follow the release of the draft budget after April 30th. Kenyans will be fully engaged through public participation once the finance bill is officially submitted to Parliament. The government unequivocally states that there is no finance bill 2025 tabled anywhere yet, and such outrageous claims should be shunned. And we are calling upon the members of the press to help us so that we do not spread propaganda. Accordingly, Kenyans will have the opportunity to interrogate any revenue-raising measure through a thorough public participation only after the draft budget and finance bill have been released by the National Treasury and submitted to Parliament. The major intervention thus far is the budget policy statement. The BPS outlines the government's strategic priorities and ceilings to guide the national government, county governments, and independent constitutional institutions in preparation of the budget. So this is a BPS. It says how much money can you actually spend. On 30th of April, we'll have the various appropriations, the appropriations bill, as we know it as the budget. The 2025 budget policy statement is a third to be prepared under the Kenya Kwanza administration, and the government's fiscal policy year 2025-2026 and the medium term places special emphasis on fiscal consolidation and budget restructuring to reduce public debt vulnerabilities while providing fiscal spaces to deliver essential public goods and services, to boost revenues, and to emphasize on the fact that we need a combination of tax administration and tax policy measures, and not an increase of taxes, as alleged. The government will also focus on strengthening accountability, transparency, and efficiency in public spending. Let me now turn to the issue of guaranteed minimum returns. In the Kenya Kwanza bottom-up economic transformation agenda, the Better Plan, we made a solemn pledge to transform Kenya's agricultural sector into a powerful engine for economic growth, food security, and farmer prosperity through subsidizing productivity and value addition. As we promised, the government is implementing the guaranteed minimum returns to assure farmers of predictable incomes. This has significantly stabilized farmer earnings and reduced the vulnerability to market volatility, hence a true realization of our campaign slogan of Pesa Mfukoni. These tangible outcomes are as a result of prioritizing production instead of subsidizing consumption. For example, macadamia now is going for 100 shillings per kilo, making Kenya the leading global producer. And this is something we should be proud of, thanks to proper scheduling and a shift to production subsidies. Coffee, through the Coffee Cherry Fund and other policy measures, coffee farmers now earn an average of Kenya shillings 130 per kilo, up from Kenya shillings 50, with payouts sent directly via M-Pesa. On milk, the farm gate price for milk was raised from Kenya shillings 37 to 50 per litre, boosting dairy farmers' income significantly. When it comes to sugarcane, farmer earnings have actually risen from 4,500 to Kenya shillings 5,300 per metric ton, which is an increase of a whole 800 shillings, with some of the farmers actually receiving bonuses for the first time in a long time due to improved support for farmer production, including debt cancellation. When it comes to Miraa farmers have seen increase of all the three types of Miraas: grade 1 from 700 to 1,300, grade 2 from 350 to 700, and Alil grade from 500 to 1,000. On tea, the government has promoted local value addition to tea, enabling the export of processed tea and increasing returns to farmers. On avocado, Kenya becomes Africa's top exporter and producer of avocado, reflecting successful policy support and market access. And we are calling upon farmers to continuously take opportunity to grow avocado because it is very, very important. The same case with leather. There is a renewed focus on tanneries like the one in Narok, which we visited the other day with my office. And the leather sector is expanding, creating value addition opportunities and strengthening local production. And in fact, we even bought shoes that are now locally produced. And we are very happy that they are actually of very high quality. Especially the school-going shoes are very, very nice. And the various kinds of leather, including even from crocodile and other kind of skins. When it comes to Taifa Care, last year the government introduced SHA, Social Health Authority, now known as Taifa Care, which of course we are very happy to have Dr. Mercy Mwangagi as the new CEO. And this is according to our promise of universal health coverage for all Kenya. This initiative is aligned with the Kenya's commitment to the UHC as and of course under Vision 2030, but also within the fourth medium-term plan, MTP4. And of course, it marks a transformative shift services. Taifa Care covers outpatient and inpatient services, maternal and child health, emergency care, mental health services, very important because there are very many cases of mental health nowadays, and chronic and critical illnesses, such as cancer, diabetes, and hypertension. It aims at reducing out-of-pocket expenses that have often led to poverty due to high medical bills. Further, the national government and the Council of Governors had a bilateral health summit to review the progress of Taifa Care, 140 days since we commenced the rollout of the program on 1st of October 2024 to ensure seamless implementation. Over 19.7 million Kenyans are now registered under Taifa Care, up from 8 million under the defunct NHIF, translating to 146% increase. And with this also, over 8.5 million Kenyans have visited for various hospitals for checkups. Out of these, 331,265 Kenyans were referred for diabetes treatment and 711,172 referred for hypertension checkups. Recently in a hospital, a single mother, Amina, held her son's hand tightly as she underwent cancer treatment, her heart heavily with worry, not just for his health, but also for the mounting bills. Then came the transformative news. The Social Health Authority has upgraded its system, ensuring hospital claims are processed by the 14th of each month, easing financial burdens for countless families. Alongside this, SHA has boosted ICU and HDU daily rates from the current 4,480 shillings to Kenya shillings 28,000 per bed night, and raised oncology coverage from the current 400,000 to 550,000 per patient, offering Amina and many other Aminas like her a lifeline. The government is in the process of rolling out daily payments through M-Pesa to ensure that Kenyans who cannot afford to pay lump sum amounts of money do so at their own convenience. The government urges those who have not registered to do so in order to enjoy the full benefits of Taifa Care. It is regrettable that we have a disease outbreak in northern Kenya called Kala-Azar. Kala-Azar, also called visceral leishmaniasis, is a life-threatening disease caused by a parasite transmitted through the bite of infected sandflies. It may affect many people in arid and semi-arid counties, including Turkana, West Pokot, Baringo, Isiolo, Wajir, Marsabit, and Garissa. In Wajir County, the Kenya government has swiftly responded to the recent Kalazar outbreak, which has affected over 600 people and claimed 33 lives since September 2024. We send our most sincere and heartfelt condolences to the departed. The Ministry of Health is closely working together with the Wajir County government and has deployed 3 mobile laboratories in Eldas and Wajir West, enabling rapid testing for those unable to reach hospitals. A satellite blood bank equipped with a new blood analysis machine has been established to support critical care, significantly improving patient outcomes. And because of these efforts, therefore, recoveries now surpass new infections. This is very important, with hospitals discharging more patients than they admit. The government, through the Ministry of Health, continues to bolster resources and coordination to contain the spread, urging communities to seek early testing and treatment to prevent further loss. On cholera, the government acknowledges the recent rise in reported cases of cholera, a waterborne disease that poses a serious public health risk. In Nairobi's Kibera settlements, 12-year-old Mercy narrowly escaped tragedy when a sudden onset of watery diarrhea signaled cholera's grip. Thanks to rapid intervention at a local health facility, she has recovered fully, a testament to the government's ongoing efforts to combat these and other diseases. As of 8th of April 2025, a cumulative 100 cases and 6 deaths across Nairobi, Migori, and Kisumu counties have been reported. Once again, we send our most sincere condolences to the 6 who have lost their lives. The government has initiated a multi-sectoral rapid response team to curb the outbreak. Surveillance has been intensified in all sub-counties and border areas, with isolated facilities fully equipped with treatment guidelines, healthcare workers, and medical supplies. The government has distributed critical resources, including medicines, lab kits for testing, and protective gear to frontline responders. Public sensitization campaigns is in full swing, leveraging on local radio public forums and door-to-door outreach to promote hygiene, water treatment, chemicals, soap, and hand-washing stations across so that they can be deployed effectively and so that people can use them. And we urge the media to actually help us in this. The government, in collaboration with various partners, is working diligently to address the cholera outbreak in the country and urges the public to remain vigilant, adhere to health guidelines, and report any symptoms promptly to healthcare authorities. The government remains committed to updating the public with any new information and developments further to mitigate this outbreak. Let me now turn to the issue of education. The government has taken note of recent developments in the education sector, particularly the regrettable incident involving Butere Girls High School students during the ongoing Kenya National Drama and Film Festival, the unlawful withholding of national examination certificates by certain school principals, and the progress on reforms of the university funding model. With regards to the Butere Girls High School play, Echoes of War, the government is fully seized of the matter and considers it serious enough to warrant a comprehensive review of the circumstances that led to the disruption. The government remains committed to nurturing artistic talent and freedom of expression, encouraging youth to express themselves and to participate in creative expression as outlined in the Digital Superhighways and Creative Economy pillar of the Better Plan. However, such creativity, especially in school environments, must be done within the parameters of clearly defined rules and regulations. The rules governing the Kenya National Drama and Film Festival unambiguously state that all performances must adhere to adjudicated scripts, and all training of students must be conducted strictly by registered teachers or accredited instructors affiliated to recognized education institutions, not like those ones who pontificated themselves on national television as if to gain political mileage. The introduction of unapproved individuals, including those outside the teaching profession, into school-based co-curricular activities constitutes a violation of both ministerial regulations and the TSC Code of Conduct. The conduct witnessed in the run-up to the planned performance was not only irregular, but posed a serious threat to the integrity of school-based co-curricular activities. The Ministry of Education has not taken any disciplinary action against the school's management, as the matter is still under active investigation, and appropriate action will follow based on the findings upon conclusion of internal disciplinary hearings. The government remains clear that Kenyan schools are not arenas for political experimentation, nor shall our children be used as pawns in political ideological contests. Schools are safe spaces for learning, creativity, and character development, not platforms for provocation. Moving forward, the Ministry of Education shall ensure full compliance with festival rules and shall conduct a thorough review of the regulations to forestall any repeat of such unfortunate occurrences. It doesn't matter what has happened in the past. Things must change going forward. On national examination certificates, the government is aware that despite repeated directives, some school heads continue to unlawfully withhold certificates for students over fees-related issues. This is not only illegal, but it is unacceptable. A national examination certificate is a property of the learner. Denying any student access to their academic credentials undermines the very foundation of our education system and compromises the right of the child. Because even if you hold on to it, how will it benefit you as a teacher? The government will thus not tolerate this continued defiance of its directive and impunity, and stern action will be taken against schools who continue to defy these instructions. So that is to all the teachers. All county directors of education are now directed to comply and to submit a list of all the people, the staff and the head teachers who are not adhering to this directive, and a report will be submitted to the Ministry of Education within 14 days to ensure that we have a proper status of uncollected certificates. And Kenyans should also be able to volunteer this information. Any principal found culpable will face disciplinary and legal consequences. The government has instructed all the officials of the ministry to take immediate and firm action against any individual who continues to defy this directive. Further, on the subject of higher education financing, popularly known as the NFM, the government affirms its commitment to reforming the university funding model in line with recent court rulings. Public participation is already being conducted across the country to ensure the revised model reflects these needs and aspirations of Kenyan families. A comprehensive report prepared over the last several months is already complete and will guide the next phase of engagement and implementation in order to deliver a university funding model that is transparent, fair, and sustainable. On femicide, we regret to announce that we have lost over 100 women in the last couple of months. In a quiet Nairobi suburb, 24-year-old Esther's life was tragically cut short last month. This is a clear case of femicide, and it really shows what we have been going through for the last 1 year or so. Her story is etched in the hearts of a grieving nation and fuels our country's resolve to end femicide and gender-based violence. The government unequivocally condemns these heinous acts and extends its deepest condolences to the families and loved ones of the departed, standing in solidarity during the times of immediate loss. Those found culpable will face the full force of the law. The Technical Working Group on GBV and femicide was formed in January 2025 to develop a robust framework within 90 days to eradicate these crimes. The group is reviewing key laws, including Sexual Offences Act 2006, popularly known as the Jokindongo Bill, and the Protection Against Domestic Violence Act 2015, and has engaged over 30 organizations with public forums planned across all the 47 counties in 2 weeks to ensure every Kenyan voice is heard. Several multi-agency teams coordinated by State Department for Gender and Affirmative Action are responding swiftly to condemn femicide incidents, support affected families, and collaborate with security agencies to ensure swift arrests and prosecutions. The revised national policy on prevention and response to GBV 2025 awaits cabinet approval to bolster systemic responses. It's already been presented to the cabinet committee waiting for the final approval. And Kenya has also signed the African Union's Convention on Elimination of Violence Against Women and Girls in February 2025, and underscoring our global commitment towards ending femicide and to build a nation where women and girls thrive without fear, backed by justice and compassion. The government remains firmly committed to transparency, accountability, and well-being of every Kenyan, from safeguarding our economy through sound fiscal policies, empowering our farmers, and ensuring accessible healthcare, to upholding the rule of law and protecting the dignity of the people of Kenya. As we move forward, we call upon all citizens to remain engaged, discerning, and united in collective pursuit for a just, prosperous, and resilient Kenya. Kenya itainuka, Kenya itasimama, Kenya itanawiri kwa umoja na uzalendo. Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo. J wewe. Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo daima. Thank you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, members of the Fourth Estate. As usual, this is what we are going to do. For those ones of you who have questions, najua mna maswali mengi sana, taiyo butere ni sawa mkianza kuuliza. So kindly, let's do as we usually do it. Let's have your name, the media house that you represent, and then your questions. Let's do the first three, I know, or four. I'll have somebody else work with the microphone to assist me. Who else? Do we have an extra microphone? I'll have Sang go around. Just remember what we've agreed. Your name, the media house you represent, and your question. Kindly, for now, let's keep one question per person. All right, we'll do the first four.
Yes, good morning. I'm Jeremy Kijo from Ghetto Radio, and my question is, you've said for the thing to do with the drama, it has to be done by a trained teacher recognized by the Teacher Service Commission. And now my question is, how many teachers does the government deploy in schools to train drama from and paid by the government?
Before I ask my question, just to add on what he has to say, does this also apply for other extracurricular activities like sports? We have coaches from outside in sports in schools, so does it also apply for other extracurricular activities? My question, my name is Winfrey.
Chitap kalenjin tesetai tetutietab ne Kass Mashinani ole kaimonge kandoikab county nebo Nandi kondochin Governor Stephen Sang MCA ak MP asikokoito logoiyatab mutyo eng familia nebo MCA nebo Chemundu Kamngetun Julius Kipruto nekoibet sobet eng betutab Jumamos yekongotesetai konyoru kanyoiset. Kamwa Governor Sang kole koek birutiet neo meetab Kipruto eng kandoinatetab county nebo Nandi ole kamwa kole tindoi panganutik chekokotet koisuldoji meng'ik wadinye.
Kamwa kandoichoto koboto MCA ak MPs chekang'alaldos eng Chemundu eng gaa nebo MCA noto koibet sabet Julius Kipruto kole koibet county nebo Nandi kandoindet agenge nekokitiegei ole kokakotok bandab tai nekokakosuldae Kipruto eng wadinyi eng kasartab kenyisiek 3 tab kelewen.
Kipruto ko kitait eng kokwani ak kitait eng waditab Chemundu Kamngetun ak kitait eng county mzima. We have lost a warm, kind, generous gentleman who shall dearly be missed.
And he's been very, very committed to be king. And he was a very good person at heart. I think watu wa hapa wanajua wamempoteza kiongozi. Lakini mambo ya Mwenyezi Mungu ni tofauti na yetu.
Kigonok support, both from the county assembly, from the county government, and even the entire, friends. Kigonok the support. So kigoje mheshimiwa very befitting send off.
So nataka kusema poleni sana kwa familia hii kwa sababu you have lost a man, and let me say this, that let us accept the will of God. Saa zingine mtoto hata anafariki kama jazaliwa.
Kimejigele kimoneni tugul akoi wajumbe wenzetu kokemwochi alak akotip kemwochini chekimi tugul ngolin kakekas kele mi boisiet nemi Jumapili kisapoteni polo tugul.
Angen ale kawirta konda akoker pending projects chekomoe kotar werien family. So karan ndakibendi uya sikele, why can't we also fulfill tuguk chekwakopangan as a family? That is only way ele muche kikaikai this family.
Tumekuja kama marafiki ya MCA mwenyale tukaja kuomboleza na pia kupea nguvu familia.
Eng komastanyi komwa gavana nebo county nebo Nandi Stephen Sang kole koek birutiet neo kabetetab kipruto ole kale testai serikalitab county nebo Nandi kokochin toretet familia nemokyingei.
Angen ale kongwanit kipruto was afraid to live like everybody even before in his life as a contractor. Lazima kibois icheket tugul kongetege oli wasingishu wapi region yote, and therefore he has a lot of friends and we thank you for finding time.
Kwa kibwane kabisa kiungono mkono onai ole kimite tugul kibagenge nyigisen. Chang mutyo che kokenyoru. Angen ale kokemwoiwa mutyo ako chang biik chetesetai komwoe akoyoku mutyo neng'wanget family. Konetai kele kimungula mutyo kimnotet nebo family kotokote mutyo. Kabwate nako bwata banganet nekabangane. Komami ole kesoisone. Kiyoni kepuri kunoto kuwi kabwat family. Murenoni ko nenyo akemite kong'ete nguno akoi koite Jumatatu komuti Jumapili akoi koite koaeng kasi kebendi keibu borto akoi akomite program nemakechomiechi eng katikati neabwoti ale noto kemetochin koek boisiet nebo committee.
Kong'ete taunetab Kapsabet eng county nebo Nandi, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Cornelius Keter.
Kanyor kanetishet neranik 200 eng Narok West kobun kanetishetab AIC Masai Mara Region. Kenyor report kobun Festus Rono.
Kosubkei ak Engineer Johnson Njoe nebo kanisetab AIC Masai Mara DCC kobo kamanut kanetishet nekikochin neranik asikonyor atepto nemie. Noton amune asikoyai kanetishet kanisetab AIC Masai Mara Region en county nebo Narok koityi neranik kobun komosotok.
I want to thank the church. Not only the AIC church, but all the churches which are in Narok West, for nurturing and molding the youth of the Republic of Kenya. And I want to appeal to young people that the best way to live your life is to give your life to the Lord Jesus Christ. And follow the ways and the teachings of the church, which will give you moral values, and give you discipline, and give you integrity, to be able to live a good life. As you get a good education, then you will become a product to be employable, to be a big man in future, and to be able to be useful in the Republic of Kenya.
Kacher Engineer Njoe neranik koistoengei boisionik chematoreti mising ko boisietab muswoknotetab kasari nekamwa ine kole neranik chechang koboisien muswoknotetab kasari en oret nemanyolunot.
Many youth are facing many challenges today. Social media is playing a big role. And even some of our leaders we see in the media today are misleading our youth through social media. Sometimes even inciting them against the administration. And the word of God tells us clearly that we obey our parents and we respect those who are in authority because they are there by the will of God. So our role as Christians is to pray for them and to guide them and to correct them.
Kamwa Reverend James Lesaloi kole en kasarta nebo wikit agenge nekokosirto konyor kanetisiet neranik 200 kobun region inotok ak makenywan ko koker kole kanyor atepto nemie neranik.
Vilevile ningependa kuwashukuru wafadhili wetu wa Kass kwa kuwa pamoja nasi, kwa kushirikiana pamoja nasi katika safari hii yetu ya kuendesha Injili. Mungu awabariki. Pia ningependa kuwashukuru wachungaji wetu kwa kuwa pamoja na sisi pamoja na youth na kutoa mafundisho ya maana kwa wanayouth wetu ili hao vijana wawe watu wa maana wa siku zijazo. Kwenye semina hii tumekuwa na vijana zaidi ya 200. Tupigie Bwana makofi. Kwa sababu tumekuwa na sana pia maana sana. Tumeweza kupata vijana zaidi ya 200 ambaye wameshiriki katika hii semina.
Kora kokawekyi kongoi Engineer Njoe nebo kecheret en Kass Media Group Dr. CK Joshua en toretet nekikotestai kokochi kanisosiek en komosotok mising ko nebo kenapta talenta nebo tienwogik.
The last time I spoke to him, when I was in Nairobi, his name is Dr. Joshua Chepkony, and he told me that to greet the people of my area, the young people, the women, the elders, and to urge them to continue in the work of the Lord. And that even this year, by the grace of God, we will have a wonderful, successful choir competition sponsored by Kass Media.
Kongeten Narok West en county nebo Narok, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyun ko Festus Rono.
Kangetestai kekoito kurset nebo kekimit lakwet ne muren eng bororiosiek oret agenge nebo kotoret icheket kosuldae tetutik chotok chebo boisionikab bandab tai. Kabit nitok eng kasarta nekomwa kibagengeisiek cheterter kole kokotestai konyor katabanet lakwet ne muren yeketyin ak lakwet ne chepto.
There's been a lot of enrollment of affirmative action to empower the girl child. In fact, even when you talk about the 2/3 gender rule, it is tilted or skewed towards the part of the girl child. So there is need, therefore, you know, the boy child has gone down. Boy child has now gone down to depression, mental health related issues, drugs and substance abuse, a lot of unemployment, and the boy child is suffering in silence. You know, the boy child as such cannot really express what they are feeling. So the spirit of Boy Child Kenya is to empower and uplift the boy child. In fact, I have realized in this country, Kenya, that there has been overemphasis on the girl child against the boy child. There has been gender-based violence, but gender-based violence is only discussed in favor of the girl child. Men are being killed brutally, but no one is talking about it. Men are being butchered, but no one is talking about it. Men are being beaten in their homes, but no one is talking about it. Men are suffering in silence. So we have come out as the voice of the boy child, the voice of men. And I want to urge even our legislators to now focus and concentrate on the boy child. Let us also have affirmative action to uplift the boy child. Otherwise, we are losing it. We are losing the future generation. We are losing the man of tomorrow. We are losing the husbands of the very girls that we are empowering. You know, you are empowering a girl and you're leaving aside the boy. Who will marry that girl? Where is the family? Where is the social fabric, the basics of family in future, if we do not focus on boy child? So I want to urge this country, I want to urge the government, I want to urge the civil society groups, I want to urge the parents, I want to urge the legislators and the entire country to now focus as well, shift attention to boy child and save the otherwise deteriorating future of the boy child.
Mtoto ambaye ni wa kiume amewekwa chini sana haswa kwa mambo ya empowerment. Ameachwa nyuma sana kwa sababu ukiona mambo mingi ama miradi mingi unaona mtoto ambaye ni msichana amewekwa kipaumbele, alafu mpaka tukasahau kwamba kuna kijana ambaye huyu mtoto ni mvulana ambaye pia ni kiongozi katika jamii. So tukaonelea kwamba ni vyema ili pia jamii ipate kuinuka, kwa sababu huyu energy ya huyu kijana ikididimia pia nafasi katika jamii inaenda chini. So ndio maana tukaonelea kwamba tuweze kusaidia huyu kijana kuanzia mtoto mdogo hadi pia vijana ambaye ni wako miaka ya kadri, alafu pia vijana yenye wako na miaka zaidi. So hata wazee pia, unajua kwa hizi manyumba kuna wazee, kuna kina baba ambaye wamezeeka, lakini kwa njia moja ama nyingine wameshindwa kulea familia, lakini si kwa sababu ya kupenda kwao, lakini ni kwa sababu na kwa kwa ajili ya ile wako na some challenges enye as a man kuna vitu yenye mwanaume anasema mimi kama mwanaume, lakini sasa tukijaribu kuempower huyu mwanaume tupate kumweleza huyu mwanaume kwamba hizi vitu yenye anafanya unafaa kufanya hivi ama unafaa kufanya nini, ndio jamii upate kuinua jamii. So kwanza tumelaunch Boy Child Kenya hapa Kapkirwok, na sio tu ni kwamba tusaidie vijana kutoka Kapkirwok, bali tunasaidia Boy Child Kenya is an NGO na ni NGO yenye inasaidia watu wote wa Kenya ambaye ni wanaume na vijana. So tunashukuru sana watu wote wenye wamekuja siku ya leo Kapkirwok ili tupate kuinua vijana. Tumeanza hapa Kapkirwok, Baringo County, tuko Elgeyo Marakwet, tuko Narok, tuko Uasin Gishu, tuko Nyeri. So hii ni mwanzo tu, lakini hii injili ya kusaidia kijana ambaye ni mvulana inaendelea zaidi, na tunaendelea pia kusaidiana na watu wa tabaka mbalimbali kama serikali, kama watu wengine ama wanahisani yenye wanaweza tusaidia. So pia tunaomba ili kama kuna mwanahisani mwenye anatuona pale ama mwenye anatusikia, tuko huru, uko huru kukuja kutuona, na pia uko huru kujumuika na sisi ili tupate kusongesha hii miradi ya kusaidia mtoto mvulana na pia wazee tupe kipaumbele. Yes.
Sisi kama Boy Child, we promise hatutajiangusha. Let's fight for ourselves. Usijiangushe bwana. Usingoje msichana unajua kuna ile msichana unaoa msichana mwenye amesoma, kesho unatumwa maziwa kama baba wa nyumba. Hai, kaya. Eti unaambiwa Papa Chero, umena maziwa kwa mama nani? Unasikia aje? Boy Child mnasikia aje? Unatumwa. Hadi watoto wanasema dadi umeenda maziwa.
Threats to Boy Child at this point in time is the gambling. We have they are so much engaged on issues gambling than the girls do. Secondly, we have the mental health issue. It is a large and controversial topic to discuss. Mental health, men go through mental health now that they don't want to speak out, and it is a threat. We would want to change, the dynamics, and you see the mental health issue at large. Another one is, joblessness. At this point in time, we youth, we don't have jobs. It is a threat because we tend to be so lazy and idle at the same time. That is a big threat. So those are the three major issues men go through.
Boy Child amekuwa neglected kwa muda mrefu sana. Kwa mfano, mimi nasomesha watoto yangu wote wakiwa vijana na wasichana, lakini wasichana wana excel kuliko vijana. Vijana wanasema ukifika form 4 wanasema mzee nisaidie, mimi nataka kazi. Sasa hii msichana yangu amemaliza university, anataka kuolewa. Nani ataoa yeye na hawezi kuteremka chini mpaka aolewe na kijana ya form 4? Yeye amekuwa manager huko, ataolewa na nani? Are we really creating a family? Ama we are dividing the family? So mimi naomba serikali, naomba NGOs and all civil society tuungane mkono, tusaidie Boy Child akue kama girl child. For example, nani anasaa watoto yake alafu ana neglect wengine? Si watoto yote ni ya wazazi. So inatakana tukisomesha msichana tunasomesha naye vijana equally, so that
Ketesetai ak tetutiet notok nebo Kass Mashinani ko Mutei FC from kobun Uasin Gishu County ko koimuch koit icheket emetab Kenya kobun South Africa ole kikap kochezan tournament notok nebo urerietab mpiretab keldo ole koimuch kong'alal icheket agenge ak Martin Chegunur.
nebo Mutei Grannies nebunu emet notok nekobunu emet notok nebo South Africa ele kimiten eng tournament agenge nebo kiptulit ak bendi kenyoru ngalalutik choton chechwaket komwawech kiune South Africa kitaundo ano timit notok akoi konyor invitation nebo koba komosta notok nebo South Africa ak mara tos imache ichut timit nenywanet ko ne kit notok neimuche ak cherset notok netinyen biik choton che echen ibwat ile icheket gonotin go Mutei Grannies. Nguni eng ligit nebo Uingereza ko timit nebo Manchester City komiten kotinye kandoinatet nebo golishek 5-2 ko kamiten batai golishek 2-0 eng first half korni ak timit nebo Crystal Palace go eng tai amun fixtures chebo ureriosiek alak komache ketaunen ireyu ko che igere chu ko alak en kikombok choton che trophies che koimuch kobel timiniton ako miten konotiot notok nebo top scorer ako mi konotiot notok nebo oldest participating player koyai komie eng emet notok nebo South Africa en Beki Ntawinzi Foundation Football tournament komache ketaunen inyendet amun itinye microphone itagat en Kass TV ak en Kass FM International amache itaunen kaineng'ung ak koitewan microphone komwa kainutik chi age tugul.
Kongoi mising amache amwa kongoi eng takseng'wong eng kainaik chu kekurenon Gertrude Mutai.
Gertrude mara eng note noton Gertrude inyendet i defender, striker, midfielder and a goalkeeper.
Striker number 6.
Striker number 6 nebo timit notok nebo Mutei Grannies. Amache ikoitewan microphone mwawech kaineng'ung ak mara position notok neichesoni eng timit.
Kongoi mising amuch akot takseng akotache. Kekurenon Rebecca Tarkok Chibot. Echesoni number 3.
So inye defender ichezani komosta notok nebo number 3. Aya ikoitewan microphone. Mwae kaineng'ung ak role notok neipleni eng Mutei Grannies.
Kongoi mising Matthew. Eng kainaik chu kekurenon Daktari Elizabeth Keitany. Amache aib kasari akat biikab Kolenjin tugul eng olemito. Amache ane ko founder ane nikiotou Grannies Football ako kora president nebo Kenya Grannies Football Federation. Kora ami boisiet County Assembly nebo Elgeyo Marakwet. Ako konyo ko Kipsoen ako amenye kokwetab Mutei Kamau location. Kongoi mising.
All right. Tinye inendet microphone amache itepchen amache itaunen kaineng'ung ak role neng'unget eng timit notok nebo Mutei Grannies.
Ane kekurenon Desmond Kimboy ako ane ko I'm the CEO of the Secretary General of the Federation.
Nebo
Kenya
Grannies Football Foundation. Ako komakimwawech atindoniot notok nekiyai asikotougei kabelisianan timit notok nebo Mutei Grannies. Kiune emet notok nebo South Africa ako amache ng'o notok nekibel konotiot notok nebo top scorer. Gertrude. Amache inam niton Gertrude kombeng'ung ak imwawech ilenjech kiune ureriosiek choton chebo komosta notok nebo South Africa ak tos kiker golisiek ata ak kiune experience neng'ung tugul en South Africa.
Kongoi mising. Alen eng tai yu ko kere konunotiot nekikikono eng South Africa ko kiai nekiskoan golisiek chechang eng Kenya. Ko kit nekitete olindo ko kikichesan ako timit netai nekibo South Africa komakimuch betunotok keker golit ko kerech icheket agenge eng buch.
Eng ureriet eng gemit netai.
Gemit netai. Ko kit nebo oeng keker agenge ko kerech agenge.
Kiker notok nebo en ureriet notok nebo oeng?
Kiaker nebo oeng ak kimi chorwenyu nekikure Edna striker number 11. Ko kiskoan akine.
Kikasta ano kiniker goal en tournament notok nono kong'eten emet notok nebo Kenya akoi iwe South Africa akoi iker goal?
Ki urerionotok ko kikitou kabisa ko ureriet nekikararan ako kit nekitolindo kit nekichesan ko kiabaibaitu kot mising yekingaingisan golit amu kingebendi ko kikitinye matumaini kele kibendi keibu kikombet nga ndakitomo kechesoni urerioni ko kikitinye kamang'unet. So kiabaibaitu ane kot mising amu kiongen ale makiwekugei gaa Kenya buch.
En gemit notok nebo somok ko mara kiker goal kora en game notok nebo somok?
Game nekibo somok ko kikichesoni ako France.
Ak France.
Chelelachek. Ko Kikotomo keit noto kibo betut noto ko kikakichesan nekibo oeng. Ko keingisan 2-0. Ko ingisan chorwenyu agenge aingisan agenge. Ko betut nekibo somok anyun noto kikichesan ya kelelachek ko kiamuch anendet aingisan golit agenge eng buch. Kiole kabisa makatet ko mamache kostuana. Ole akiligei kabisa. Kot kasindan chichi lel makatet. Ale makatet ko mabuch. Lakini kitoreto Mungu ako somenyu nekiasom ko kianyoru golit agenge.
Kongoi mising noto konon amun kikombet niton komoche sikochini inendet microphone. Kale inendet kimuch koker gol akoboiboenchi ureriosiek choton chekiamuch urerenen komosta noton nebo South Africa. Kiune experience noton neng'ung'et inyendet timit en South Africa ak kikele ichezani position noton nebo defender.
Kikararan kingeit olindo ko kingeit ketachech ketou mbiret ak chebo South Africa ko yekakomwa tupchenyu ko anendet ko aite benda ko atektekeni komosta ateben komostanyu atektekeni kitiori ko kiabaibaitu amu kingeit olindo ko kimi akichek biik che kitebenda ku ane kemi tugul anyun kikilchigei kitiar mbiret ko kiabaibaitu akine amu matikebwa buch kingakitiar mbiret ko yekakomwa tupchenyu ko kikinyoru choto kikinyoru ko kikimwa kongoi ane kiabaibaitu amu kaeku chito neo ako kiamuch atiar ko kiamwa kongoi amu kikonon Mungu kimnotet ko ameche amwawo kale kongoi amwachini biik chekosei biik chekoso nguno keng'ololi ko biik cheechen ameche akichek komong kobwa sikitiar mbiret amu mbirani ko health nebo bortang'ung chito ko amwoe kongoi amu kingatiar ko kikaranit bortanyu akabaibaitu akoi ait olindo ko ameche amwa kongoi.
Okay. Kumemwawech tos kikasta ano iwe kong'eten emet noton nebo Kenya kokaimutin kiptulit akoi South Africa. Simwawech noton amoche ikochi Elizabeth microphone. Indikas kou noni koboiboi icheket. Ko agenge en biik choton chekitou timit noton nebo Mutei Grannies. Boiboiyet noton nekiker kobaorionjin icheket konome kikombet. Ko tos ikostoi ano ako kitounen ano banda tugul nebo timit niton nebo Mutei Grannies. Imutet kong'eten kasarta noton nekitou ak ne noton nekiyain itou timit niton.
Kongoi mising Matthew. Kimyan mamanyu kitoune yoto.
Tos kenyit ainon?
Kenyit konye kikitou timitab Mutei Grannies kenyit konye 2024 arawetab 7. Ko kimakararan borto mamanyu ko leon daktari imoe ketembesan keyochi kit nekile exercise. Ketou ketembean ak mama kole kidogo kidogo kebun mahali nikichesansot lagok mpira. So alenji mama tiar kora kidogo. Ko tiar mama aker ale ngaimuchi kokoisiek kotiar mpira. Atou ayai research. Amach anai ale mpira amane kong'ete aming'in ko kimachesani mpira. Kiyoin kityo kikisra kasit atou achesan mpira lakini kicham achesani center ko atou acham mpira. Lakini kingetou anyun aker ale kingayai research akoker ale kami biik alak chekiakotou mpira nebo kokoisiek. Atestai ayai research anyoru a report. Nekisire World Health Organization. Kosir World Health Organization kole 31% chebo biik chemi dunia mzima, which is equivalent to 1.8 billion chebo biik chemi dunia ko physically inactive. So physically inactive ko maanishani kole yani bichuto chu mayae exercise, kitebe borwek kityo kole ting. Ale ngemwa kele physically inactive ko ng'o bichuto? Ngiker ile koma lagok amu lagok ko very active. Amu kikere lagok kourereni am sang olo ikere lagok koloboti kabisa. Kele kijanaek chuto chu kikure betusiek chu Gen Z kotindoi nguvu kabisa ako very active. Ko bichuto chu 31% chemi dunia ko ng'o? Makokoisiek ak kukoisiek. Ma biik chekakoekitun. So keker anyun aker ale kumbe if this 31% equivalent to 1.8 billion kotokilyon ko bichuto. Anyoru chepyoso nemi South Africa nekikure Mama Becca. Ko Mama Becca ko kimakaran akine borto kolenji daktari yai exercise. kotoi football nebo gogoishek. Amu inendet ko 58 years.
Okay.
So kotoi football nebo gogoishek ako kitoi kiptulit netai ko kitoi 2017 kotoi kochesonyo kityo within South Africa. Lakini 2023 kotoi the Kass International Football Tournament kinyor korotinwek karibu 22 ako chesonyo South Africa. So ketou keng'alal ak Mama Beka asirchi email kowalwon ketou communication. So kingetou communication ak aker ale kakolek serious ak atinye timit alenji atinye timit nekikotou amutei. Tos imuch tachet kekwa kechesan akichek en South Africa. Koleon soso koyokwon baruet kole otokotin 2025 amu kiketuisoti kokakobek tournament nebo 2023 kolenjon this tournament kobo biannual which is after every 2 years. Ko sasa kingotacha anyoru baruet anyo anyun nyumbani alenji kogoishek chebo mutei kaketachech olimbo South Africa. Ongekilgei amu kibendi South Africa kechesoni. Kikitinye kityo kayanet. Ngele ile wendi amingen ile ilubanen akot rabinik metinye kiy. Lakini kikisich kayanet. Akenyoru akenam kabisa kenam kayanet kengen kele kibendi akekilgei. Sasa koit mahali kolek serious. Aker ale isi what are we supposed to do? Ane kiotinye a small CBO. Kikuren Crashers Empowerment Women Organization. Koti CBO cham ayoe kityo ng'alekab empowerment chebo chepyosok. Lakini kingetachech kyolen anyun notok CBO notok nemuch asomi rabinik kora. Lakini awe Ministry of Sports anyoru PS2, engineer PS2 of which ameche amwa kongoi mising am PS amu kingochut ofisinyin kotacha ak amwochi ale mi gogoishek chechesoni mpira. Kotomo akot awe ofisitab PS ko kikitoune county nenyo nebo Uasin Gishu. Ko kebe kenyoru chelilim koyanech chelilim kokonech publicity kemangte. Anyo PS koyanech PS. Konyo PS akoi gaa olimbo mutei koker gogoishek amu kile PS seeing is believing. Kole ameche aker gogoishek choto mi ano gogo nebo 75 nechesoni mpira. Kole it's not possible. Kole akoi aker. Konyo anyun koit mutei koker gogoishek kochesansot. Koyan anyun akole anyun atoretok. Kebwa keregistan federation because kimasikchini according to the Sports Act komasikchini ko fundan a CBO the ministry. So kole it is unless you lazima komi umbrella netelelchini keregistan anyun the Kenya Kass Football Federation. Ako ameche amwochi kongoi mising registrar of sports kikure Rose Wasike. Amu kingemwochi kele kitinye this project akemeche kebe South Africa toretech koregistan the federation konyo PS konyo koandan over the certificate and now from there we were rolling out. Kekone sasa serikali wakachukua kolipanwech everything. Ameche ateken this opportunity kora amwochi kongoi serikali nenyo nebo Kenya through the Ministry of Sports. Serikali nebo Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto amu kitoretech kabisa akoi kemangde akoi rani konyor gogoishek certificate konyor gogoishek trophy na wakaenda na wamefurahi na bado economic empowerment nebo area nyo nebo mutei komi soso amu kingoba gogoishek kikilipani kila betut kochesontos. So economically we are okay. Thank you.
Komakitestai amoche ki recruitendo no kiwendi ilenji amache mpira no amache ichesan. For example kilenji ilenji ongebe bakechesan. Ki recruitendo no kotor inyoru players choton tugul chekitinye. Tos kibarasta na kiwendi kotab chito akilenji gogo amache kinguni inyon mpiret.
Kongoi mising kingetou kakeyan kele mache ketoun ko kikitoune kotab gogoini. Kikibunu kanisa saa 7. Amwochi alenji ngoker ale rahisi kotiar gogoishek mpira. Tos umuch otiar? Kole gogo kele ne? Acha korom ngalecho kilochi ne? Alenji kitoune skatishek. Lakini kitesetai ke graduate ngele chepyosokab resap
kochesan ak Marindo.
Yes, chepyosokab resap komakonye kolach long. So kikitoune Marindo. Like so we have graduated from Marindo kebwa longishek cho echen. Akoi sai kemi chase.
So
Ako jazz notok nebo emetab Kenya.
kabisa. So kokitou kunoto pole pole, komeche amwa kongoi kora amu coach nenyon nekikitou tugul nekure Beatrice Kangogo amu kikitoretkei akine kicham korecruiteni kebendi barasoshek chebo kirwokin, kebendi kanisosiek ketongosoni kele kitinye kiptulit nebo kokoishek nemeche ketou nemutei, ongetuye mutei saa 8 kichesani mbiret. Ko kibo kwong'ut amu kile boisiek akichek kabetwo kinukoe. Yani kikimoken kokoishek chu nea kele kokonunye yani kokolabat met kile metyar mpira angaron kele nguni kwanza kikileon angieleza kaimach iri chepyosokab biik kochang biik chekelabat kabisa kolacha makiyoni ng'alekuk akot biik chekiongen ale aimuch anyoru support neng'wang ko kileon acha akinyeeleza memwoiwech karon kaile chepyosokab biik iyai ne so tunashukuru mahali tumefika, tunashukuru Mungu.
Komakikas akobo ile mure ng'alek choton chebo Kenya Grannies Federation, amache kini kile keyobu kanisa kini amwana nyile amachesan kiptulit kitakta ano lagokuk mochokoronikuk ak biikuk chebo familia neng'ung kini ilenjon amachesani mbiret.
Kongoi unotok amwa President Elizabeth ko kiimi konyu man koit chepyosen madam President nenyo Elizabeth ko kiit konyu ako chepyosok chebune kanisa kimawe kanisa betunoto amu kiya borto koit anyun nyokukero keng'alal kesa etyo kole kemwa kole ndakitou mpira chepyosok chu sityo koito akot mokonda ngutung'oik ak kelyek ak teket alinji anyun imukokse ma kunoto kulenjo imukokse kule anyun ara alinji ara kibet ano kule kibendi kemwoitoi kanisa kemwoitoi akot mbelech kule chepyosok kimi yoto akot Beatrice ak chepyoset ake kule kibendi kemwoitoti kimwochinoti biik kanisa kebe kanisosiek katuluk AIC ak ACK ak kemwochinoti biik kemwaita akot eng kokwet eng kirwokin bas kiyonjin kunoto kele oba anyun kule anyun President Elizabeth ongebe anyun tugul kemwaitate komwochi tugul chorwenyi kemwochi kembilech as ketou Jumatatu
Kitatano familia neng'ung lagokuk
familia nenyu ko kingamwochi muse kurore kule kele newe ko kale meche ketou mpira engano mutei kule iman alinji kule toma anyun kekosokui sosomu mayamu kule kamwoe ng'ale kamwoe President ninyo Elizabeth kule kale mokondo mwane kimatangurukse akot kingalanguru komachome kelyo komachome awo amachome akot atuchkei acheru brangetit akatuchkei ko kiama eunek kabisa kule njoi ui anyun sikuchulokis eunek mami ng'ala alinji ang lagok inye amwochi lagok kule lagok kele newe gogo alinji meche awa atyar mpira mutech kule lagok asoso uchul amu kakile kichule kichule mokondo
ako nguni ko
kuyan lagok chu anyun ak mokochoronik chu awa anyun nebo tai ngait mami chi alabat kele kakile kiloboti alabat warm up anyamuny kidogo koit anyun koit akot keturut kele kakile kirwoe kerwoe anyun tokoi kele aketounen keno mpira kiy mambira akot chokirote chakai chokirote tekelkelo kele ini ketounen choto kityar kelenji kwo yun awe yun koba alak yun kule karibu kiy ang'wan ketou kunoto koech kebwa kele kakotesak chepyosok kakoit anyun wendi akine ku ane nilenoto kityo ng'uruksei as konyo kolabat atyo koit anyun lakwet kakilen Beatrice konyo kole ocholchol ole ingeliek keyai anyun mazoezi keyai mazoezi ku laok keyai kele kinguruksei iite keliek ilenji eunek ketesta anyun kunoto as betusiek tutikin koit akine President ninyo Elizabeth koibwech mbiret kole ongetou anyun kotyar akine kityar anyun kiptulit kunyanyun akine kotyar kityar anyun tugul kinetka anyun kunyanyun kotestai kunoto ngap anyun tanyun iker oricho kele kewe koko mpira obochesan ak mochoron
kele mochesan ak chepyosok
ak chepyosok kole njoi ara kewe alenji awendi akele ng'alekuk anyun makaran metitab kokoine ngonyi anyonyi alochi anyun marindet kata atyande longit nebo ande alach atyatuch alach akoi kutungoik ak atuch alach marindet simakirois eng oret. Amu yekero eng oret kele kilochi long gogo amune sikolach long. Amu achek kemi reservis komelochi long. Cham kebolchini lagok kele molochi long.
Molochi long, ako inye ko ilach long.
Ala ora amwochini lagok alenchini molochi longit ak alach anendet. Atuch anyun kait mute acheru skatit. Kongel longit kata. Kechesan anyun kele ketaun anyun yoto kebe kunoto. Aker anyun ale kikaranit amu kiawe wikit agenge atuchkei. Awe sipitali apiman pressure komakomi. Apiman teket necham koama komakomi. Aitoi kelyek ak aloboti kabisa. Aker ale bo maana anyun mbirani amu amwa kongoi kabisa ale kongoi mbirani amu